Okay, and welcome back to part two of how to fuck a mower. Not literally, of course. Just yesily. Yeah. We left our last riveting story with me trying to find a tap that would allow me to put this bolt further in the hole. I was kind of surprised, really, because even though what, I don't know. I thought, and Mexico is very well equipped for tools, even though most of them are made in China these days. After visiting many shops, I found this set. Super cheap. Like, what did it cost? Maybe, what? $6 or something like that. I found this set. Now this set, you can see what the bleeding camera is. Let me just get them out. Are somewhat different. They are the same size, but they're all somewhat different from the original one I have. Now these ones, they are kind of stepped, which you can see if I get this bloody camera to focus. You can see where the thread starts on that. They're like the actual kind of worn looking threads go almost halfway down the shank. On the second one, it's pretty much the same, except the threads don't go quite so far down the shank. And on the third one, unless I've got these out of step, this one, the threads, it has good threads more or less to the end. Also, they have like a drilling tip on them. See, a pointy drilling tip. Focus. As compared to the original, which of course is flat. Where are you? There. Which of course is flat. So I'm hoping that this one can make us a bit of a better hole. So also the shanks are somewhat thicker. See? Which is going to complicate things, because I don't think these ones are going to fit in. The hell did I do with it? This thing. Because the actual chuck is very small. But let's see what we can do. Fortunately, I found this in a drawer. I never bought it. It was probably given to me by my father-in-law. And it is kind of like the next size up from the one that comes in the kit. And it does fit the shank, the wider shank of these new taps. So that's cool. Put that away. I'll lose it. Right. So what we can do now is we're pretty well set up for trying this in the exhaust hole. So let's do that. Now we're ready. Let's get some focusing going on here. I shall use this thing, and let's put a bit of focus lubrication. Don't know if I need it, but what can it hurt? When I get dirt on the tap, great. Let's try this. Is that going at an angle? Or is that going in straight? It doesn't seem. Doesn't seem very straight. Okay, it's going in now. Right, just a few chips. I'm guessing because it's new. Turn it back a bit. Back in again. Handle's catching on the body of the mower. Turn it back a bit. Feels like the tap is twisting in the holder. It's bottomed out. little bit more. Don't want to break the bleeding tap in the hole, fuck me. Yeah, it's as much as I'm going to give it. Let's take that out. See how far she went. I really dare not go much deeper than that. That might be enough, you know. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's looking better, eh? Especially with it being a wider thread, that might be enough, you know. Yeah, I'm willing to say that might be enough. Well, the thread actually looks okay. You see that? I hope you can see that. It's not focusing very well on it. Come on, let's put this bolt in. This is the taste test, eh? Just kind of scared that it's going to push straight through into the cylinder. No, I don't think it should. Right, that's as far as it will go. It's turning pretty free, and oh yeah, I think that's a good length. Let's try this against the original. Oh yeah, I think that's a good amount of thread. What I'll do is I'll do the second one the same, and let's see how that goes for us. Okay, that went fairly smoothly. I've just run out in and out a few times. This is the original tap that we started that hole with, just to clean her up. Yeah, let me just clean this hole out and then we'll put the bolt in and see how deep it's gone. I think it's gone more than deep enough. In fact, it might have even gone a little bit too deep. So that's both of them cut. Both of them done exactly the same manner. Here's the bolt. Screw it in just till it bottoms out, which is there. We'll put this tool on it. Come on. And it's bottom there. Let's take it out again. Oops. Screw that down. Just get a sense of depth, you know. Let's have a look. Wow, that thread's enormous. Yeah, I think that's more than enough. Now, when it comes to securing these in there, I did want to use some high temperature Loctite. What's that called? That stuff, that red stuff. God, thread sealer? No, thread lock. But I couldn't find any for that higher temperature. None that the guys would admit would do the job. So I'm just going to have to do it without. So what I can do now is actually fit the exhaust. Now, unfortunately, the exhaust, its landings here, you can see that very well. It's kind of proud. You see that? It's kind of sticking up. I think that's because obviously it was battering itself free, and it's like, and it's raised those landings, so they need to be flattened. I'm going to have to enlarge these holes. Why? Because even though these bolts go in them, these need to be shouldered. So I've got to find something to put round here to make it, you know, like to give it this flat on the bottom that compresses this section, against the block. I will also make a gasket out of this asbestos paper. This is the same paper I used on the Voyager when I was putting the EGR valve back in. So let me flatten these landings, make a gasket, and try and find something to slip over these bolts to make them into shoulder bolts. Okay, I was fortunate enough to find this little piece of tube, which when cut fits nicely over the bolts. Actually, that one's a bit too nicely. This one's better. With this, and they go in here like that. They go in there like that. Actually, that one's slightly proud. I think I've got it on the pole. It's ever so slightly different. There, that's better. Yeah, that one's better. I will take the nut off, of course. So I made 2 of them. The only problem is they're made of copper. And it's the only ones I've got at the moment that fit. So I will have to get some sort of steel pipe to replace them. I'll have to do it tomorrow because everywhere's shut today. Someday, of course. Then I also made a gasket out of the asbestos paper, which I cut the hole with a step drill. Yeah, them step drills are great. I was really, again, this is another one of the things I got off Amazon for a bargain. It was like one time offer, like $15 or something, and I thought they'd break immediately, but no, they work very well. So I've got a gasket, I've got the bolts, I've got the bolts are still too long, of course. Got the old lock tab thing here. So I will fit the exhaust on. The bolts are still too long, but of course I've got to measure them up, offer them up to get them to the right length, which is going to be a bit hit and miss, but let me do that and then we can actually try attaching the exhaust. All right, let me do that. Okay, so I can try and beat this rain. The bolts are in. Give them a bit of a tighten down. It's running up quite nice actually. Oh, it's starting to rain. Hurry up. This bottom one went in far more than the top one. And I will have to replace that copper tube with something tomorrow. Okay, that's tight. Oh yeah, it's good and tight. Now what I'll have to do is just knock these tabs over to try and prevent them from coming undone, and we can give it a pull, see if she goes. Yep, that seems pretty solid. No, not touching that. I couldn't get one of the tabs over. It's too close to the exhaust, so I'll have to figure that out. Hella noisy though. Sounds like it's running with no oil in it. Let me just give that a quick check. Yeah, oil's alright. I wonder if it's just because it's so used to the bleeding exhaust banging that now I can hear other noises. Yeah, who knows? It might even be the blade. So we'll call that a win. Ding! Thanks for watching, guys. I will be moving on to something else in the near future. So please like, subscribe and do the usual stuff. And see you again soon. Bye bye for now.